Valentine Vagaries. Who gets what in the narcissist fuel matrix? There are those who label our kind as predictable. Of course, that only arises once knowledge of what we are and what that means has been acquired, understood, and applied. Prior to that, much of our behaviour is entirely unpredictable, pleasant one moment and then a tyrant the next, approving certain behaviour one week and then berating it the following week. Such are the vagaries of ensnarement with us. What then of Valentine's Day? The occasion, as I have explained, whereby opportunity knocks and cannot be ignored. How does this day pan out for the various appliances that form our fuel matrices? If you are unfamiliar with the concept of the fuel matrix, go to the Knowledge Vault and obtain pipelines and understanding changes to the narcissist fuel matrix. So, who gets what kind of treatment from us? Here is a brief overview. The intimate partner primary source. The IPPS is the main provider of our fuel, character traits, and residual benefits, and therefore must be controlled particularly well. They hold the most important position in our fuel matrix. The IPPS who has been embedded as the IPPS and remains in the first golden period of seduction can expect a delightful day, from a small gift and a kind act from the lower or middle lesser narcissist to an over-the-top display of largesse from the upper lesser type A or B, through to a delightful dinner engagement, a weekend away, dependent on when the day falls, flowers and meaningful and tasteful gifts from the mid-rangers, the greatest and the ultra. Expect maximum romance. Some of it may be a little clumsy, some of it may be worthy of the silver screen, some of it may be ostentatious, some of it may well be spine-binding, but whatever form it takes, it will make the intimate partner primary source feel wonderful, amazed and loved. Of course, they have no idea whatsoever what they're dealing with. The IPPS who is in a respite period can also expect a delightful day. It is unlikely to be on the same scale as that delivered during that first blissful mesmeric appearance of the initial golden period, when the IPPS was embedded, but it remains special. It may be a ceasing of ongoing hostilities, and a reminder of that side of the narcissist which seemed to have vanished, through to an impressive display of charm and attention, which often is allowed to make up for the behaviours that have gone before, and ensure that the IPPS thereafter clings on once the evaluation returns. Expect the lesser narcissist to find a little something, which after the horror that has gone before seems all the more wonderful by comparison. The mid-ranger will layer on the false contrition alongside the romance, apologising, or at least seemingly, for those occasions when he did not treat you as well as he should have done. The future faking will manifest with promises of change, doing things right, and I lost sight of what you mean to me, but that's not going to happen again. The greater will entertain and charm, flicking the switch, so that the grateful IPPS in respite continues to be both amazed and perplexed by these opposites that appear in the person that they love. The IPPS who is in respite, however, should approach the day with caution. Although the golden period is revisited, devaluation has occurred before, and therefore this IPPS is walking on thin ice. The wrong thing done or said could well lead to the respite ending abruptly, devaluation resumed in the twinkling of an eye, and the day ruined. The intimate partner primary source in devaluation may have high hopes for a day dedicated to them, a return to the golden period, and finding some sanctuary from whatever it is that has gone wrong, since, of course, they are unlikely to know. As ever, hope misleads, and the IPPS will find whatever they do to be the subject of criticism, lambasting, and nastiness. If the IPPS in devaluation pulls out all of the stops, the narcissist is likely to dismiss it all and claim, I don't like a fuss, or it's just a commercial con, we agreed to give it a miss. The latter usually having never been said at all. The effort this IPPS has gone to in choosing a suitable gift or card will either be ignored, barely acknowledged, or rage ensues, because it is the wrong one. Or, I do not even fucking like them, you know that. Are you deliberately trying to annoy me? If the intimate partner primary source fails to send a gift or card, even though expressly told that this is what should be done, then he or she can expect criticism for forgetting, for being selfish or too self-centered. And then the narcissist produces an expensive gift with a flourish. These are the reactive devaluation responses to the intimate partner primary sources. The proactive ones from the narcissist will include sending an inappropriate gift, a cheap bunch of flowers, sending nothing, bucking somewhere to dine which the IPPS doesn't like, turning up late for dinner, forgetting to turn up at all, getting drunk, completely disappearing, and the phone being switched off. The upper echelon narcissist will invariably plan so that the IPPS in devaluation thinks that they're getting something wonderful, hopes are raised and then dashed, so that the devaluation continues and hits them harder. This might occur through dropping heavy hints, appearing to take the IPPS to a particular place which excites the IPPS, allowing the IPPS to see that something has been bought or bucked, which thrills the IPPS, but then they never receive it or go to it. It is a day which the IPPS in sustained devaluation eventually comes to dread. The former intimate partner primary source. This person may be largely ignored if the narcissist is now in an embedded golden period with a new IPPS, unless the narcissist is engaging in a malice campaign. If so, the former IPPS may find they receive pictures of the narcissist and their new IPPS enjoying their Valentine's Day together, a string of nasty texts about the former IPPS, a bouquet of roses with the heads lopped off and similar malign hoovers, which either rub the former IPPS's nose in the fact that the narcissist is with someone new, reminds the former IPPS that they are alone, or is just straightforward in plain savageness. Ordinarily, however, the former IPPS will hear nothing from the narcissist when he or she is in the new golden period with the embedded IPPS. If the new IPPS is in a respite period, silence is also likely to follow, save a malign campaign. However, if the new IPPS is in devaluation, the former IPPS can expect a hoover, subject as ever to whether there is a hoover trigger and whether the hoover execution criteria are met. Valentine's Day does act usually as a hoover trigger. The form of this hoover may be malign if the former IPPS remains painted black, or more usually, they'll receive a benign hoover which relies on a dose of nostalgia in order to draw fuel from the recipient and assert control. If there is an ongoing campaign of benign hoovers towards the former IPPS, since the narcissist is angling to resurrect the formal relationship again, then the narcissist will ramp up the nature of the hoover, which may well include gift buying and or trying to spend time with the former IPPS. The intimate partner primary source candidate. A similar day arises for the candidate intimate partner secondary source. This person is in the throes of seduction. The illusion is very much in play, not that the candidate knows this, and therefore, dependent on the school of narcissist, Valentine's Day ranges from pleasant to off-the-charts memorable. Enjoy it. It's not going to last. The intimate partner secondary source, dirty little secret. If the DLS has not been placed on the shelf, they are likely to be hoovered by the narcissist. There is much fuel to garner, and in most cases, there is an IPPS in devaluation, and thus the attraction of the dirty little secret means that the narcissist will want to avail him or herself of the effect of Valentine's Day to assert control, to garner fuel and keep the dirty little secret bound to them. It may not impact on the IPPS's day, the narcissist managed to avoid suspicion, or the narcissist leaves the IPPS upset and in the lurch to head off to see the dirty little secret. If the dirty little secret is on the shelf, that person can expect some communication during the day to let them know that they've not been forgotten about. This will range from being told what the narcissist would like to be doing with them if they were together, to bemoaning the fact that the narcissist isn't able to see the dirty little secret, and provide some form of excuse in support of this. The narcissist will want to keep the DLS on side, failing to have some contact will lessen the hold, even though they are on the shelf. So the narcissist will not go so far as to see the dirty little secret, but will hoover through text, call, sending a card or a gift. If the dirty little secret hears nothing, they are on the shelf, and the narcissist is focused elsewhere. This might be because the narcissist is engaging with a different intimate partner secondary source, reveling in devaluing the intimate partner primary source, or the IPPS is in respite, so the dirty little secret is essentially forgotten about. The intimate partner secondary source of a shelf variety. It is unusual for the shelf IPSS to be taken off the shelf for Valentine's Day, and by that this means the narcissist is actually spending time with them. The narcissist will usually have other appliances that require his or her presence on this day. This may be the IPPS who is in respite, an IPPS in devaluation, a different IPSS who is the candidate, or the IPPS is embedded, which means the IPSS has been on the shelf for some time and will remain there whilst this new golden period is intact. If a shelf IPSS gets to spend significant time with the narcissist on Valentine's Day, this is likely to be because the IPPS in devaluation is away, and thus this frees the narcissist up to engage fully with this particular secondary source. More usually, the shelf IPSS is on the shelf, and their status as the other man, the other woman, sometimes hits home. They'll receive the comfort crumbs, the call, the text, the card, the flowers, etc., and the platitudes from the narcissist which suggest he or she is longing for the IPSS. But we're not. It's merely the continuance of a manipulation, to keep them engaged, under control and on side. If there is a personal attendance, which is short in nature, it will be a duration of an hour or less, and this is really just a larger comfort crumb, a rushed visit to maintain control. Non-intimate secondary sources. There is no intimacy involved, but this doesn't mean that these appliances are necessarily left out. The narcissist may organise for a gift to be sent to a particular non-intimate secondary source, intending to convey that some mystery man or woman is interested in this person, in order to make them feel wanted, a benign act which garners some positive fuel for the narcissist. This might, for example, be done with a family member who is single. More likely is the narcissist using the day as an opportunity to cause suspicions between appliances, or between an appliance and their own intimate partner, by sending one or the other a gift or card, either anonymously or with a name attached. Dissent and accusations follow, all fuel generated by the narcissist's actions and the assertion of control. Family, friends, and or colleagues may well be roped into the narcissist's actions to gain fuel and assert control, although it is the intimate appliances which are the main focus of the day's potential. Finally, tertiary sources. Where the narcissist is seeking to add appliances to the fuel matrix and has targeted a stranger who is thus a tertiary source, the day and its occasion can readily be used for the purpose of achieving manipulation, and who knows, drawing that appliance in so they no longer remain a tertiary source for long. Alternatively, a tertiary source may be used for the purposes of triangulation with regard to an intimate source, usually the intimate partner primary source. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.